today we're back with a different video than usual, but I decided since Windows XP service ending today, why not do a tour of my new setup. So I'll get into that in a bit. If you didn't know already, Windows XP service ends today, and well, I got some other things working, so decided it may be good to make a quick video about a new setup I got going. So if you haven't already noticed already, completely new setup than what was before. I'll get to everything as I can. Also some good news on the laptop, which I'll get into a bit. So I'll start off right here. We got the Dell Dimension 5100 over here. Still has Windows XP on it. I've been using the Optiplex GX620 lately with Windows 7 on it, and I ended up putting the NVIDIA GeForce 7300 LE back in there, so it seems to be working fine. Great for just schoolwork. This is what I used it for. I'll go more into that too. But then over here, I haven't done a overview of this computer yet, and well, the main reason for that is it has a bad motherboard. Everything else is fine. The DVD drive I don't think works anymore, but the drive above it does. So I would do a review on this, but there's really nothing too special about it, but I'll make sure to show you guys the motherboard in a few. So up top here, we just got an old Hitachi Dexstar 400 gigabyte hard drive that came out of a old Dell Dimension 2400 that I had that I ended up scrapping out, which I wish I hadn't done because didn't really get anything useful out of it except for the hard drive, which is an IDE hard drive. But over here too, we got a dial-up modem. Don't use that, I just have it there. And then two I/O plates. One of them was from the Dell Dimension 2400, and the other one is from this system that I also scrapped too, pretty much, but I will be putting back together once I get some new caps put on the motherboard. You can see that over there, but I'll get more into it in a bit. But right here, the Dell Optiplex GX620 has been working fine. Been using it more lately, but I do want to start using the 5100 since it does have Windows XP on it, and it's, like I said, I still want to do the test on it. So Windows 7 Home Premium, nothing special here. Pentium D, 4 gigabytes actually, and I put 2 gigs in there instead of having 3 and 3 since I've been using this more, and Windows XP doesn't require that much. But if you have watched most of my videos, I did an overview on this Sony Vaio laptop, and if you had watched it, I was unable to get into the BIOS, but I found out the hotkey was actually changed, and I was able to get into it. So, if you're able to see here, here's some of the specs. I'm not going to read them all off, but if you want to see, as you can see, it's 4.8 of 2014, and it's Windows XP service, 256 megabytes of RAM. And the next page, nothing too special here. It doesn't show that it has the Pentium 3 in it, but it does, and once you boot into Windows or whatever, it will show you. Still don't have an operating system installed on it, but do plan on getting that in the future. So right here, we just got this very generic keyboard. I don't even think it has a brand or whatever. It was just something at a garage sale, and an old bad mouse. I'm not too much of a fan of really high-end keyboard and stuff. I do plan on getting a what's it called, I'll post it, but it's a special keyboard or whatever with buckling springs. If I remember, I'll say it later on in the video, but never been a big fan of high-end keyboards or any of that kind of thing, so these work fine, and I have more generics on my main computer, which I'll also get to. Alright, so over here, nothing too special. Let's see if that gets that somewhere. So here is the motherboard that was in this system over here. So I'll pull it out in a bit and show you guys the back caps on it, but it has a Pentium 4 3 gigahertz processor, and it takes DDR RAM. So what I was originally thinking to do was take the Pentium 4 out of this since it's 3 gigahertz, pop it in Dell Dimension since it's only 2.8 gigahertz. Still don't know yet. It's not too much of a big increase, just by 0.2 gigahertz, so nothing special, but it would be nice. It's one of the newer Pentium 4s too, if you can see that here. It has the newer Pentium 4 sticker than it does on the Dell Dimension, so might be a little upgrade for it, but nothing needing to do right now. Then under here we got a old JVC stereo system, which isn't hooked up right now. I will probably get that hooked up later on. Like I said, this is a pretty new setup. And then down here we got an old typewriter and some old LCD portable displays that I've been using. So, alright, so I'm going to pause the video and then I'll get to my main setup. Alright, before I get to my main setup, I thought I'd show you guys the motherboards, the one that I took out of that system, which has the bad caps on it. Nothing too special, as the two PS2 ports, serial port, parallel port, VGA port, two USB 2.0 ports, gigabit Ethernet, and your generic audio jacks. So there's a few scattered around the heatsink. The most noticeable one though is probably this one. See if it gets to focus in on there. You can kind of see it's starting to bulge a bit. But there's a few just scattered around here, some by the RAM slots and everything. In all, it might not even be worth it to upgrade this, especially because it is DDR RAM and I have like none of that laying around. But if it was DDR2, I might have taken it more into consideration. Still might be a fun project to do, but nothing right on my schedule right now. So let's get on to the main setup. Right here is my printer that I mainly use. It's a HP OfficeJet Pro 8500 plus. Nothing special. It is a quite nice printer. It's wireless. That's mainly what I use it for. I don't have the driver CD for it. That got lost a long time ago, so we mainly just use it for a wireless printer right now. And for portable devices, like my mom uses it for the iPad and stuff. So it's basically just sitting here, and it's not hooked up to my computer or anything. But it's mainly our wireless printer, since our main printer is not wireless. Over here, just a generic lamp. And well, this might seem quite amazing that my main computer is actually a laptop. It is not going to be for much longer. Over the summer, maybe June or July, I plan on building a computer. Probably could kill this thing in less than 2 seconds, but works good for what I'm doing. I'm not too much of a gamer, to tell you the truth, but it only has a 2.8 gigahertz or 2.8 gigahertz Core i3 3rd gen processor, I believe. Windows 7 it came with. I originally had, surprisingly, I had Vista on here for a while because I decided to have a Vista system for a while, but quickly grew out of that after a bunch of BIOS fails and drivers not compatible, but it was good while it lasted, and it still has Vista on it as a second booting operating system in case I want to use it every once in a while. It's just an old it's a late 2011. I actually got this Christmas 2011, so nothing special. I'll put the name. I believe it's a Dell Inspiron 5100R. If that's probably not correct, but I'll put it in the description if you guys want. Then, especially like I was saying, generic keyboard and generic mouse under that. Really bad mouse, but I really like the sensitivity of it and how smooth it is. And then I got my Turtle Beach X12s on top of here. Not the best, but still, I'm not too much into hardcore gaming and that kind of thing, but might get more into it once I get a computer along those lines. And I have other headphones I use for listening to high quality music. And then the main star of the show, which is my favorite, is the 27-inch LG monitor, which is actually a TV, but I use it as a monitor and for television if I ever use it, but that's a rare occasion. Works great. Parents got it for me to use as a TV in my room. That didn't last long. I never really used it up in my room, so it's working great right now as a monitor, and I've been using it actually ever since I got it. That was like the first thing. I was like, okay, use it as a monitor. Nothing else more. I got more stuff over there, but there's a bunch of paper over there, so probably won't get to that. Maybe in another video I might get to it, but in all, that's pretty much the setup I got going. The desk isn't anything special. It's just a glass desk, which I kind of regret getting because I ended up putting this like mesh stuff over the top of it because of fingerprints and everything you would get on it, and it just looks like it does. Or I left it over here. It kind of it doesn't really blend in that well, but it is a glass table. I like it, but at the same time, I kind of wish I had gotten something a little bit different, maybe like a wooden desk like this. This desk was actually a free desk. If you can't tell already, it has pretty bad scuffing on it. We stained it as best as possible, but it works fine for what it is. And this will probably be my new desk that I use for taking apart systems and working with them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This chair is nothing special either, none of my chairs. This one's pretty much ruined if you can't tell already. There's a bunch of claw marks on there from bad cat that I've got who claws everything. And yeah, if you guys like the setup, there's probably going to be some big changes to it. I didn't really get to everything, but also up here I've got my N64 owner's manuals and yeah, Wave Race, Super Mario 64, Windows XP installation, and the old ATI video card, which doesn't work. Yeah, pretty much it. And if you guys didn't notice already, the background music playing in this video is actually the Windows XP installation music. Decided to put that in since it is the last day of Windows XP. So, also guys, if you are still running Windows XP, feel free to message me, and I could tell you guys some things that you could do to upgrade it or change instead of having to get a whole entire new computer if you're not looking into that. But if you are looking at getting a new computer, I'm completely fine with that. But also it might be cool if you have a computer that you don't really want to go through the time of just throwing it away and put Windows 7 on it. It's pretty easy too. So if you guys still are running Windows XP, make sure just to message me in the comments or private message me through YouTube with the specs of your system. I could do some research on it, no problem. It'd be fun. I like kind of doing that kind of thing, and tell you what you could do to upgrade to Windows 7 or a different operating system if you want to. Be more than happy to help with that. So, pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys like to see more videos like this, feel free to tell me. So, thanks for watching.